What's up, guys? I'm here with Sensei Seth, and today we are going to do pro versus con on side kicks.
Oh, I thought you were going to say pro versus Joe.
Yeah. Pro versus Joe. Pro versus cons. Because I'm going to be looking at the cons of the side kick. I'm not a big fan, even though it was my favorite kick when I used to do point fighting. It was my favorite technique. I won all my tournaments with a side kick, but then I transitioned to kickboxing, and I went, ugh, this isn't working for me anymore. I don't even train it. But I sparred with you yesterday, and you love it. You're throwing the side kick. Yeah. So let's just go through what I view as weaknesses, and then you can show me how to like navigate that.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So what's the first issue you have with it?
So the first issue I have with a side kick is usually people need to be in a side stance.
100%.
Very often.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can stand square and execute, but most of the time I see people do side kicks, they're in a side stance. If I see you in a side stance, I'm going right away. How are you going to deal with that? That's my go-to attack.
The beauty in this stance is how easily I can move front to back.
Okay. So if you see movement,
usually, if somebody's really tearing my leg up, I'll just push back and try and really, like, I've gotten pretty decent at letting the toes graze my leg.
Yeah. Okay, so distance.
It's distance management. So if I'm here, boom.
And then you're back in and attacking
and I'm back in. And the nice part about the side kick is as you throw this foot, this pickup here kind of nicely fits over top of it. Okay. It's almost like the same exact level as where you would be kicking it. Ideally, it could go like right underneath. Okay. Cool. That one happens a lot. Most of the time that I sit people down with a side kick in like sparring or anything, it's because they threw a rear leg roundhouse.
And you're landing at the same.
And I'll land at the same time. People will really reach for it because now I've gotten distance and I've backed up just enough. So when people reach for it, they shoot that back leg. Cut that one. They shoot that back leg or that front leg really far, like this, because they really want to reach for that roundhouse kick. And then it puts them in a really vulnerable spot to where then I can go boom.
Cool.
And make it at the same time.
Okay, the next issue I have is because we're in the side stance. Yes, our body's more protected. But to me, a boxing stance, you need to be a little more square because you have the ability to fire that off. But now when we're back here, how do I get this hand engaged? So I feel like I've limited myself in boxing to one limb. So as soon as I see you in your side stance throwing side kicks, I go, I'm not worried about that one. I'm not worried about that. So how do you counteract that?
So very difficult. What you'll see in Shotokan a bunch, like sports Shotokan, is people doing this maneuver here. Boom! And then they'll come in and they'll rotate out at the last second. It's not too dissimilar if you were to be in a square stance and then throw your side kick. You have to like do something that turns you. For me, the backhand I try and keep in front as much as possible if I'm going to be sideways. So I'll turn my leg sideways, but I'll try and keep my hands forwards. So this way I can still punch a bit. It's not going to be as powerful, and it won't be as. I won't have as much punching opportunities because I don't have my legs with me all the time. I usually treat it circumstantially. If I am like this, it means I want to keep you away. I'll use this one, and I'll use this one a bunch, and I'll try and like make you think other stuff than side kick. If I want to do a bit more. I'm really lucky because I'm left foot dominant and my right hand is my dominant.
Yes.
So if I want to punch hard, I'll square up a bit and I'll go like this, or I'll even switch stances and put this one in the front. If I want to kick hard, I'll put this one in the front. So I can keep people away. But you're absolutely right. The backhand is very hard to land from here unless you do this thing.
So just footwork. So it just slows it down a little bit.
Yes.
But as long as you understand that and you want to throw the side kick, you do still have that backhand.
And it really is only super beneficial when you're far away from me. If I can have all of this space to then turn, it's nice for me because I can explode, I can be here, and then go with that, right? But if I don't have this space and you're right here, I'm like
a little bit difficult.
It's hard for sure. So then you have to like move around a different way and you have to kind of orient. You have to be good at fighting other than just this.
Okay, now the next thing, when I went to China and I fought a couple of the guys over there, I think it's Wushu. They throw a lot of side kicks.
Is
that right? Wushu? Somebody else got it? Wushu?
Yeah. Sanda.
Sanda. Okay. So I went over and I went, these guys are going to throw side kicks. I got to be prepared for side kicks. And I went, as long as I keep my hands here, I don't really care.
Sure.
I'm not scared of the side kick. I don't have to worry about if it comes to head level and I got hit. I just went, okay, I got to stay balanced. If it comes to here, I'll take the side kick off the forearm because the front kick can come between.
Can sneak in.
But the side kick can't, right? A side kick can't land. So aside from somebody like maybe Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who's gonna, you know, just constantly light you up with it, and you can't get by it. I'm just gonna hold here. I'll take the side kick. And I'll start gauging distance and scoop and then go on the attack. So when you throw, do you ever feel like the side kick to the forearms hurts your foot? Or?
It definitely can. So if somebody's really tight like this, I'll try. Sometimes I'll aim for the arms, but I'm not a professional, so I never really am like, oh, I'm gonna wear this guy down. I'll just look for something else.
Okay.
For me, your guard is difficult because you can. And he helped me out with this yesterday. One of my biggest problems is in certain times I need to be able to shell the way that you do.
Right, yeah.
If you can get your elbow to touch your hip, you're golden.
Yes.
If you can't, let's say you're just like, kind of like half of what you are, I'll try and sneak it underneath, or even if you're here, I'll try and sneak it underneath.
Right.
And I'll, instead of picking it up and then going straight, I'll come underneath and then just use it to push you. Or I'll just push you anyway. My goal is that if I throw a side kick and your arms are there, who cares?
Okay.
I just want to get space. So even if I do hit your arms, I want to like launch you and then be able to reevaluate things. Or if you're here, the side kick is really good for, if I'm here, I can also go bang. And I can also go bang and come across the side. So the more that you're covering up your body, the more options I have on the left and right side.
Okay.
That aren't as powerful, but can like hopefully open things up.
All right, and last one for this episode, I'm going to say, is this a fair assessment? Normally people who throw side kicks like distance.
Yes.
So then if I get to here, do you feel uncomfortable here?
100%.
100%?
Yeah, and I think you knew that because I pretty much said out loud, I'm uncomfortable yesterday. But yes, for sure. The main option if you are somebody whose like main attack is a side kick, which lots of people are. Lots of people who stand like this, main thing is a side kick, and then everything else is just kind of like played around it. Very difficult. My only option at that point is to pretty much jump up. If I'm throwing a hard enough side kick, either you're gonna move or I'm gonna move. Sometimes I want to move, and I'll just go
and push back
and push off.
Okay.
Sometimes there's stuff back there, but yes, that is a very fair assessment. If somebody is side kicking a bunch, crowd them and make it so their side kick doesn't do anything but like maybe help their position. That's it.
Okay. Cool. Did you have something you wanted to add there, Mike? You look like you're ready to.
If you chamber the side kick properly, it doesn't matter how close they are.
Right? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like so he's crowding me. If I chamber it the correct way, that still hurts.
It can. It's definitely harder because you don't have as much space to. Like if he really crowds you, right?
Yeah.
You're getting punched right here. You can still give him one of these.
Oh. Yeah. Or.
But now you're no longer sideways. Your butt's to him.
Yeah.
So you have to adjust and orient, but
he's not allowed to hit me in the back of the head. I'm totally safe.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no biggie. But if you get sideways, and he crowds on your leg specifically, if he crowds on your leg, which is what he should do, either way, it's going to be hard for you to generate power within this much space, which is why I like to think I'm just going to push myself backwards. I'm going to use him as a wall.
Yeah, jump off and push.
And then go.
Yeah,
it's definitely possible.
This is one of my favorite techniques.
So I mean,
it's great move.
The thing about the side kick is
works super well.
I'm never saying don't do it. I'm just saying be aware that there are issues with the side kick, and if you can wrap around like somebody like Wonderboy or Raymond Daniels or yourself, if you're making it work, it works.
Hold on. I appreciate that.
You're like, okay, no, okay. But if it works for you in sparring, keep doing it, but recognize there are issues with it under kickboxing rules.
100%.
I'm thinking kickboxing rules. MMA is much different. But I appreciate you coming in and talking about the side kick today. I know people in the comments are going to have a field day saying, Gabriel's saying the side kicks don't work. That's okay.
Gabriel, you don't even know. Gabriel's comment section, he's not even going to understand what's happening to him.
Yeah.
He's going to be reading, he's going, I don't really get what is happening. Yeah. But we see you and we appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you guys back here soon for another video.
More often than not, if somebody catch it and hold on to it hard. It's already rechambered. People will do that with the teeth. If you move it off to the side, I can still reorient and rechamber. Cool. It's a bit easier to rechamber.
Rechamber it, Seth. Just rechamber it.
Yeah. So I fought a guy in China and I did that. He threw it and boom, and put him right on his back, and I did it multiple times. But if you don't leave it to the body, if you throw and I leave space, so if I leave space and he throws that,
that's a good tip.
there's no way. I've got to pin it to my
That's
body.
a good way to
Yeah,
defend it.
Yeah, that's what you gotta
like
do.
that.
Don't fight him.
Yeah, don't fight him.
That's just a rule of thumb. If you're somebody that's fighting him, go way out.
Don't do that.
I was running.
Just tight.